Have you ever noticed how some women can wear simple outfits, but their accessories make them look like they stepped out of a luxury boutique? After analysing the accessory choices at Jeff Bezos' $68 million Venice wedding, I've identified 20 mistakes that even wealthy celebrities made. Number 12 will shock you. It completely destroyed one A-list guest's elegant look. Mistake number 1. Oversized handbags that dwarfed elegant silhouettes. Look at what I noticed when several high-profile guests carried enormous designer handbags that completely overwhelmed their formal Venice wedding attire. Here's exactly what makes this backfire. When your evening bag is larger than your torso, it throws off your entire silhouette and makes you appear smaller and less sophisticated than you actually are. I saw this repeatedly throughout the 3-day celebration, where wealthy guests assumed bigger bags meant more luxury. But the most photographed women like Helen Mirren consistently chose appropriately proportioned clutches that enhanced rather than competed with their gowns. Here's exactly what to do instead. Choose evening bags that are proportional to your frame and the event's formality level. When shopping for formal events, look for structured clutches that maintain elegance throughout long celebrations. Your action step this week is to measure your torso width and ensure your formal bags don't exceed that dimension. And the visual result you're aiming for is a bag that enhances your silhouette without dominating it. Mistake number 2. Oprah's age-inappropriate midriff exposure choice. Here's something I've noticed through my work with mature women. Even style icons can make choices that work against their sophisticated image. Do you see what I mean when Oprah Winfrey, at 71, chose a dress with significant midriff cutouts that exposed her midsection at such an elegant formal celebration? The reason this approach backfires for women over 50 is that it can appear like you're trying too hard to look younger, rather than embracing the sophisticated elegance that's truly appropriate for your life stage and the occasion's formality. As our bodies change through menopause and beyond, the goal shifts from showing skin to showcasing sophistication. What looks confident on a 30-year-old can unfortunately read as desperate on a mature woman, especially at formal events where elegance should be the priority. Here's what I consistently recommend for formal events after 50. Choose pieces that highlight your best features while maintaining sophisticated coverage that commands respect. Focus on elegant necklines, beautiful fabrics, and impeccable fit rather than skin exposure. When shopping for formal occasions, look for pieces that photograph beautifully and create timeless sophistication. The visual checkpoint you're looking for is confidence and refined elegance. And pro tip, true sophistication never requires shock value to make an impression. Mistake number 3. Gayle King's overly casual arrival outfit disaster. Let me share something that comes up often in my consultations: underestimating the formality level required for high-profile destination celebrations. Notice what happened when Gayle King arrived wearing light green cargo pants for what was clearly a luxury wedding weekend, requiring sophisticated attire throughout all events. Watch what the most respected guests accomplished instead. They researched the venue expectations and event formality, choosing outfits that matched the sophistication of a $68 million Venice celebration rather than treating it casually. The challenge for women over 50 is that we often prioritise comfort over appropriateness, especially when travelling. However, high-profile events require us to maintain elegance even during arrival and departure moments, as these are often photographed and can define how we're perceived throughout the entire celebration. Here's what works reliably for destination luxury events. Pack multiple outfit options that err on the side of being overdressed rather than underdressed, especially for multi-day celebrations. Create a complete wardrobe plan that includes appropriate arrival attire, daily event wear, and departure outfits. Look for travel-friendly formal pieces that maintain their elegance after packing and transport. Your immediate action step is to research venue expectations and dress codes before any high-profile event. And remember that when in doubt, choose the more formal option every time. I'm glad you're here learning these sophisticated styling principles. If you want more insights like these about elegant accessory choices for women over 50, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I share professional styling secrets regularly that help you avoid these expensive mistakes. Now let's keep going, because the next few tips reveal some truly shocking celebrity errors. Mistake number 4, Kris Jenner's Guest-Upstaging leopard print selection. Here's what I share with my clients. Understanding that wedding guest attire should complement the celebration's elegance, never compete with or upstage the main event. You know what I mean when Kris Jenner's bold leopard print Dolce & Gabbana dress drew attention away from the bride and wedding party rather than honouring the occasion with appropriate guest styling. My clients consistently tell me that the most elegant wedding guests enhance the celebration's beauty without becoming the focal point themselves. Your outfit should photograph beautifully with the wedding party, not steal their spotlight. This becomes especially important for women over 50 because we have the wisdom and experience to understand proper etiquette. Yet sometimes we make the mistake of thinking bold patterns show confidence when they actually show poor judgment. Here's what works reliably for wedding guest styling. Choose sophisticated pieces in elegant colours that complement rather than compete with the wedding's aesthetic and the bride's chosen palette. Focus on classic formal wear that understands wedding guest appropriateness perfectly. Opt for subtle patterns if you must wear prints, and ensure your outfit enhances group photos rather than dominating them. Your immediate action step is to consider how your outfit will look in wedding photos alongside the bride and groom, ensuring you enhance rather than distract from their special celebration. Mistake number 5. Lauren Sánchez's overly tight corseted bodice construction. Through my work with women like you, I've learned that even as the bride, your dress should enhance your figure without looking uncomfortably restrictive or desperate for attention. Notice how that changes everything when your custom Dolce & Gabbana wedding gown is so tightly corseted that fashion critics describe it as uncomfortable looking and trying too hard for such an elegant occasion. Look at how the most elegant brides throughout history chose gowns that flattered their figures while maintaining dignity and comfort. This creates timeless wedding photos and genuine confidence on your most important day. For mature brides especially, the goal should be sophisticated elegance that celebrates your life experience rather than trying to recreate a 20-something aesthetic. After 50, our bodies have changed, and fighting against those changes with extreme construction often backfires visually. Here's what creates lasting elegance for mature brides. Choose wedding gowns that fit beautifully without appearing to strain against your body or compromise your ability to move gracefully throughout your celebration. Work with designers who understand how to flatter mature figures with strategic draping, quality fabrics, and expert construction that enhances rather than restricts. When selecting bridal wear, prioritize comfort and confidence over trends. The visual result you're aiming for is effortless elegance that photographs beautifully from every angle. And here's the insider secret. Comfort and confidence always photograph better than forced glamour. Mistake number 6. Jewellery overload that competed with formal gowns. Here's a different way to think about this. Several high-profile guests wore so many statement jewellery pieces simultaneously that their accessories fought with their elegant gowns for attention. Let me offer another perspective on formal event jewellery. When you wear statement earrings, dramatic necklaces, and bold bracelets together, none of them gets to shine, and your overall look becomes visually chaotic. Watch what the most photographed guests accomplished. They chose either statement earrings or a dramatic necklace, never both competing for attention, while wearing already ornate formal gowns that had their own visual weight. This is what I've learned through experience works best for formal events. Let your dress guide your jewellery choices, selecting pieces that enhance rather than compete with your gown's neckline and embellishments. When shopping for formal jewellery, look for pieces that complement formal wear without overwhelming it. Your action step this week is to practice the one statement piece rule with your formal jewellery collection. And remember that sometimes simple diamond studs are the most sophisticated choice for elaborate gowns. I'd love to know, which celebrity mistake hit closest to home so far? Be honest, I see these patterns all the time with my clients, and recognising them is the first step to elevating your entire formal event styling approach. Mistake number 7. Inappropriate footwear for Venice's stone streets. Here's what I consistently recommend: researching your destination venue's physical demands before selecting your formal footwear, especially for multi-day celebrations. This is a principle that consistently works because several guests clearly didn't consider Venice's challenging terrain before choosing stiletto heels for ancient stone streets, cobblestones, and bridge steps. Here's what I've found works well: The smartest guests chose elegant shoes with substantial soles and secure straps that could handle Venice's unique walking challenges while maintaining formal sophistication throughout 3 days of events. For women over 50, this becomes even more critical because our balance and joint comfort change with age. What we could handle in our 30s becomes genuinely dangerous in our 50s and beyond, especially on uneven surfaces after long celebration days. Here's what creates lasting comfort and confidence: selecting destination-appropriate footwear that keeps you stable and elegant throughout long celebrations. Consider block heels over stilettos, shoes with ankle support, and always pack comfortable backup options. When shopping for destination wedding shoes, focus on options that combine style with practical construction for challenging venues. The visual goal is shoes that maintain your confidence and poise throughout extended formal events. And pro tip, always pack backup shoes for destination celebrations that involve significant walking. Mistake number 8, sunglasses worn during formal indoor moments. Here's something that could make a real difference. Understanding that sunglasses timing shows your grasp of formal event etiquette and social awareness. I'm excited to share something that might help because several guests kept their sunglasses on during indoor conversations, formal photos, and ceremonial moments, creating barriers during intimate celebrations. Let me share something that could improve your formal event presence. Sunglasses should enhance your outdoor elegance, but never interfere with meaningful eye contact during important social moments. Here's what creates that sophisticated look. Sunglasses for outdoor portions of events, but always removed for indoor spaces, formal photos, and meaningful conversations with other guests. When selecting formal event sunglasses, choose classic styles that photograph well when worn appropriately. The visual result you're aiming for is sophisticated sun protection that doesn't interfere with social connections. And your action step is practicing the timing of when to wear and remove sunglasses at formal celebrations. Mistake number 9, perfume application that overwhelmed intimate venues. Look at what I notice when fragrance becomes overwhelming in close quarters rather than subtly enhancing your elegant presence. Here's what I want you to observe about Venice's intimate venue spaces and close contact socializing. They require subtle fragrance application, not heavy-handed scent that competes with the venue's ambiance. Watch what happens when perfume is applied right before events versus allowing it to settle naturally. The difference between elegant enhancement and overwhelming presence is dramatic in formal settings. For women over 50, our sense of smell can diminish slightly with age, leading us to apply more fragrance than necessary. Additionally, hormonal changes can affect how fragrance interacts with our skin, sometimes making scents stronger or different than intended. Here's exactly what to do instead. Apply fragrance to pulse points 20 to 30 minutes before leaving home, allowing it to blend naturally with your skin. Test how your chosen fragrance wears throughout the day, as this can change with age and hormonal shifts. When selecting formal event fragrances, choose sophisticated scents designed for close contact social situations. The sensory result you're aiming for is a signature scent that draws people closer rather than overwhelming them. And pro tip, your fragrance should be discovered, not announced from across the room. Mistake number 10, hair accessories that fought with elaborate hairstyles. Here's what contributes to that polished look. Understanding that your hair accessories should enhance your hairstyle's elegance, not compete with its complexity. This is what gives some women that put together appearance. They choose either statement hairstyles or decorative hair accessories, never both competing for attention simultaneously. Here's what creates that sophisticated style. Several guests wore ornate hair accessories with already elaborate formal hairstyles, creating visual competition instead of elegant harmony. Here's what supports that refined appearance. Hair accessories that complement your hairstyle's complexity level and coordinate with your jewellery's metal tones and formality. When shopping for formal hair accessories, look for pieces that enhance rather than overwhelm your chosen hairstyle. The visual checkpoint you're looking for is one beautiful focal point that enhances your overall elegance. And remember that sometimes the most sophisticated choice is letting your hairstyle speak for itself. What styling challenge would you like me to visually break down next? I read every comment and often get my best video ideas from your questions, especially about formal event accessories that can make or break an elegant look. Mistake number 11, clutch bags too small for real-life needs. Here's what I consistently recommend. balancing elegance with functionality when selecting formal event accessories, especially for extended celebrations. This is an approach that gets results because several guests carried tiny clutches that clearly couldn't accommodate essentials like phones, reading glasses, or medications that women over 50 actually need. Here's what I've found works well. The most prepared guests chose slightly larger clutches or elegant small crossbody bags that could handle their real-life requirements while maintaining formal appropriateness. The reality for women over 50 is that we often need more items than younger women. Reading glasses for menus, medications, phone for family contact, and other practical necessities that tiny fashion clutches simply cannot accommodate. Here's what creates lasting confidence throughout long events. Choosing bags that balance beauty with practicality for your actual needs. Look for structured evening bags from quality designers like Bottega Veneta that offer both style and reasonable capacity for essentials. Consider elegant small crossbody options that keep your hands free while maintaining sophistication. The visual result you're aiming for is a bag that looks intentionally chosen for both elegance and functionality. And pro tip, always test your evening bag with your actual essentials before any formal celebration. Mistake number 12. Nail polish that clashed with formal gowns. Here's what creates that enviable presence. Understanding that your nail colour should complement your formal styling, not fight with your carefully chosen elegant aesthetic. This is what enhances that confident appearance. Several guests chose bright, trendy nail colours that looked juvenile and inappropriate when paired with sophisticated formal gowns and elegant jewellery. Here's what builds that refined style. The most polished guests chose classic nail colours that enhance their formal looks. Nude tones, sophisticated reds, or elegant metallics that echoed their jewellery choices. For women over 50, nail colour becomes even more important because our hands are constantly visible and often show signs of ageing that inappropriate colours can emphasise rather than minimise. Bright, trendy colours can draw attention to age spots, veins, or texture changes that we'd rather downplay. Here's what contributes to that sophisticated air: nail colours that enhance your hands' elegance, especially important when holding champagne glasses, during handshakes, and in formal photos throughout multi-day celebrations. Choose colours that complement your skin tone's current state, not what worked 20 years ago. When selecting formal event nail polish, choose long-lasting formulas in sophisticated shades that complement your entire ensemble. The visual checkpoint you're looking for is nails that look professionally done and thoughtfully chosen. And remember that your hands are constantly visible at formal events, making nail choice crucial for overall polish. Mistake number 13. Watch choices that screamed wrong occasion. Here's what supports that elegant confidence. Understanding that your timepiece should match your event's formality level, not undermine your sophisticated styling with inappropriate casual elements. This is what enhances that confident appearance. Several guests wore sports watches, even expensive ones, that looked completely out of place with formal gowns and elegant jewellery. Here's what builds that refined style. The most sophisticated guests chose watches that looked more like jewellery than timepieces, or went watch-free entirely for formal celebrations. Here's what creates that enviable presence: delicate watches in precious metals that blend seamlessly with your formal jewellery, enhancing rather than detracting from your elegant styling. When selecting formal event timepieces, focus on pieces that enhance your sophisticated appearance. The visual goal is accessories that work together harmoniously, and remember that sometimes no watch is the most elegant choice for formal celebrations. Mistake number 14. Scarf styling that looked like an afterthought. Here's what helps achieve that polished look. Several guests wore scarves that looked hastily added rather than thoughtfully integrated into their formal styling approach. This is what creates that graceful presence. Understanding that if you're going to include a scarf at formal events, it should enhance your neckline and complement your jewellery, not compete with them. Here's what supports that elegant look. Some guests managed to incorporate elegant silk scarves that looked intentional and sophisticated, while others' scarves appeared disconnected from their overall formal aesthetic. Here's what enhances that confident style. If you choose to wear scarves to formal events, select silk pieces from quality designers like Hermès that coordinate with your colour palette and jewellery metals. Focus on scarves specifically designed for elegant occasions rather than casual alternatives. This is what every confident woman knows. Scarves at formal events should look like intentional parts of your complete ensemble, not last-minute additions that disrupt your sophisticated styling. If you're still with me, you're serious about avoiding these luxury event mistakes. What's the biggest styling lesson you're taking from these celebrity examples? I'm excited to hear how you'll apply these insights to your own formal event accessory choices. Mistake number 15. Belt choices that cut elegant silhouettes in half. What I know from years of experience is that belts at formal events should create elegant definition without harsh visual interruptions that destroy your gown's flow. Through my professional work, I've learned that several guests used belts that created stark horizontal lines instead of enhancing their waistlines with sophisticated subtlety. What I've discovered through my work is that the most photographed guests either skipped belts entirely to maintain clean lines or chose delicate options that defined without dominating their silhouettes. For women over 50 dealing with menopause-related weight redistribution, belts become particularly tricky. Many of us develop thicker waistlines and need to be strategic about where and how we define our silhouettes to create the most flattering proportions. My experience with clients has shown me that selecting belts in colours and materials that coordinate with your formal wear, rather than creating stark contrasts, prevents chopping your silhouette inappropriately. Consider the width of your torso when choosing belt width. Shorter torsos need thinner belts, while longer torsos can handle wider options. When choosing formal event belts, look for elegant options that enhance rather than interrupt your outfit's natural flow. The visual result you're aiming for is a defined waistline that maintains your gown's elegant proportions. And remember that sometimes the most sophisticated choice is letting your dress's natural silhouette speak for itself. Mistake number 16. Eyewear that looked purely functional. I've seen how the right approach to formal event eyewear can maintain sophistication while meeting practical needs for women over 50. The transformations I've witnessed in women dealing with reading glass needs show that functionality and elegance can coexist when you choose quality pieces designed for sophisticated occasions. What I know from styling hundreds of women is that several guests managed their eyewear needs elegantly with delicate chains in precious metals that looked intentional, or with elegant folding glasses that disappeared into sophisticated clutches. The reality is that most women over 50 need reading glasses for menus, programs, and other event materials, but we often feel self-conscious about this practical necessity at formal events. Through my years of experience, I've learned that if you need reading glasses at formal events, they should coordinate with your jewellery and enhance rather than detract from your sophisticated appearance. Consider progressive lenses if you wear glasses full-time, or invest in elegant readers that complement your formal styling. When selecting formal event eyewear solutions, focus on options that understand the balance between functionality and elegance. The visual goal is eyewear that enhances your sophisticated appearance rather than undermining it. And pro tip, practice using your chosen eyewear solution before the event to ensure comfort and confidence. Mistake number 17. Ring combinations that looked chaotic. Here's something I think every woman should consider. Several guests wore so many rings that their hands looked cluttered rather than elegantly adorned. This is what I believe could make a difference in your overall polish. Understanding that ring stacking should look intentional and sophisticated, not like you forgot to remove yesterday's jewellery. Through my work with women like you, I've learned that the most elegant approach combines different widths and styles while maintaining a cohesive metal palette and appropriate proportions for mature hands. Here's something that could be confidence building. Start with one statement piece and add complementary pieces that enhance rather than compete with it. For women over 50, our hands often show signs of aging that excessive rings can emphasise rather than minimise. Focus on quality over quantity, choosing rings that enhance your hand's elegance rather than overwhelming them. Look for stacking collections from quality designers like David Yurman that are designed to work together seamlessly. This is what I want every woman to remember. Your rings should enhance your hand's natural beauty, not create visual chaos that distracts from your overall sophisticated appearance. Mistake number 18. Shoe accessories that overwhelmed elegant footwear. Here's something I think every woman should know. Several guests added ankle chains, toe rings, and elaborate shoe clips that competed with their already ornate formal footwear. This is what I hope every woman realises about formal event shoe styling. Your shoes should be the star of your feet, not compete with additional decorative elements that create visual confusion. Notice how some guests manage to keep their footwear elegant and uncluttered, allowing their beautiful formal shoes to enhance their overall sophisticated appearance without distraction. Here's something that could be really helpful. If your formal shoes are already ornate or embellished, skip additional foot jewelry entirely to maintain elegant simplicity. Focus on ensuring your shoes are in perfect condition, properly fitted, and appropriate for the venue's demands. This is what every confident woman knows. Sometimes the most sophisticated choice is restraint, allowing one beautiful element to shine rather than competing with multiple decorative additions that can look excessive. Mistake number 19. Perfume layering that created scent confusion. Look at the visual, or rather sensory message, that competing fragrances send when you layer multiple scented products without considering their interaction. Here's what creates the illusion of sophisticated scent presence. Understanding that your fragrance, body lotion, hair products, and even fabric softener should work together harmoniously rather than competing. Notice the difference between women who smell elegantly consistent versus those whose various scented products create confusing or overwhelming combinations throughout the evening. See how this affects your overall presence when your signature fragrance fights with scented hair products, perfumed body lotion, and even scented laundry detergent on your formal wear. For women over 50, this becomes particularly important as our skin chemistry changes and fragrances can interact differently than they did when we were younger. Here's exactly what to do instead. Choose unscented versions of hair products, body lotions, and laundry detergents when wearing your signature fragrance to formal events. Test how all your scented products work together before important occasions. Mistake number 20. Timing accessories wrong throughout multi-day events. Watch what happens when accessories appropriate for one portion of a celebration become completely wrong for another part of the same event. Here's what establishes that elegant reputation. Understanding that 3-day luxury celebrations require different accessory strategies for welcome dinners, formal ceremonies, and casual after-parties. See how the most sophisticated guests adapted their accessory choices throughout the weekend. Elegant jewellery for formal moments, practical pieces for sightseeing, and playful accessories for themed parties like the pyjama celebration. This is what I wish every woman understood about multi-day luxury events. Your accessories should evolve with each occasion's requirements while maintaining your personal style consistency. Plan your complete accessory wardrobe in advance, considering how pieces can transition between events or be swapped out entirely. The most prepared guests brought versatile pieces that could work multiple ways, plus event-specific accessories for themed portions. You now have 20 powerful strategies to elevate your formal event accessory game and avoid the mistakes that even wealthy celebrities made. Pick the 3 that resonated most with you and start implementing them this week. I'd love to hear about your results in the comments. Check out one of the 2 videos on your screen now. See you in our next video.